Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives it generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Okay, guys, we are continuing from where we left off. So we are busy with this shortest series. We're speaking about trials and temptations. Guys, as we've been speaking about trials and temptations, I was mentioning the fact that we naturally don't want to see the people that we love, suffering in pain. Yet it's the very pain, guys. It's the very pain that we despise that causes growth in us. Because a person, guys, is what they think. I love what Solomon says, that he says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. So what he's actually saying is that we are not our bodies, but we are what we think. You understand? So when we grow in our brains, then we are growing. Other than that, guys, we just overgrown babies. And Adam, guys, when he died spiritually and partook of Satan's nature, yes, I understand that Jesus says that Satan is wise, and guys, I can't refute that. The mere fact that everyone on earth has been overcome by the world, that shows that Satan is wise, because Satan uses exactly what he knows that we want. He knows that we're not going to believe in Jesus. He knows that we're not going to believe the word. He knows that we are going to live by our flesh, which partook of his nature after Adam died. He knows that our spirit is in line with his nature. We are also fallen like him, So he uses exactly that to get us. I mean, guys, if that is not wisdom, I don't know what wisdom is. Guys, if that is not wisdom, I don't know what wisdom is. Satan uses the fact that we love money. And guys, because of that, he's gotten so much. People love money, Satan got them. He uses the fact that we love the things of the world. And guys, he knows that these are the lust of the flesh. And guess what? He's gotten, if not all, everyone on earth, about 95%. He uses the fact that after a certain age, guys, our hormones change and we run after sex. And then, guys, he uses that to keep us away from Jesus, because we become immoral, So he's using the very things that he knows that we are very much inept. We have inherited this evil nature of his, and he knows that we're not going to obey Jesus. We're not even going to believe him, So the guy is wise. So if you think that Jesus was wrong in saying that Satan is wise, guys, I'm telling you, Satan is so wise, guys. The guy has actually gotten all pastors. I don't even know if it's all. If there are some pastors who still preach Jesus' word out there, then I'm happy for that pastor. I'm happy for the people who go to that church, if there is. Because all of them, they are preaching riches. All of them are preaching the love of the things of the world as blessings. Guys, all of them are telling you, oh, we will forgive you. God will forgive you. They continue having sex outside marriage. God is going to forgive you. Churches are filled with sinners. So it's like if Satan has pastors in the palm of his hands. I mean, like, guys, if you think that Satan is doom, I mean, guys, hello. So when you speak of wisdom, guys, I look at my Lord saying that Satan is wise, and I'm like, well, I can't refute that. I've seen it. If everyone is failed like this on earth, guys, it's difficult for us to fight our temptations, because if you have to fight your temptation, you have to feel pain, because you have to fight against your nature. Guys, I don't know if you understand. If our flesh, guys, is so wrong, it means that we have to fight against our flesh. Guys, it's so painful. That's why I keep telling you that once you start obeying Jesus, that's when you sit and you're like, damn, salvation is difficult. Why? Now you have to start dealing with your flesh, punishing your flesh, controlling your flesh, and that is difficult. So when I think about that, and I'm like, yeah, my Lord, Satan is wise. Because everyone has just fallen. Everyone is just fallen, guys. Everyone is overcome by the world, and it's because of what Satan had done. He used exactly what he knows that, oh well, they will give into this. They are not going to believe Jesus because it's difficult to obey Jesus, difficult to believe Jesus. So you sit and think about it, but at the same time, I sit and I'm like, is it wisdom when you disobey Jesus and you're going to hell? Satan, you might not believe in hell. Believe me when I tell you, Satan knows he's going to hell. That guy is a believer. You might not believe the word. Satan believes the word. So he knows he's going to hell. So I sit and I'm like, is it wisdom to disobey the person who created you and then go to hell afterwards? Well, guys, that's for you to sit down and think if that was wisdom. Or does Jesus use the word wisdom interchangeably with the word clever? Because being clever is when you are getting away with something for some time. That's being clever. And for me, I think that's exactly how I will say Satan is. The guy is clever because he's able to get away with murder, for some time. But afterward, he's going to hell. Is that wisdom? You see, guys, like if you are married and you have multiple partners and you've hidden it, for some time, you're clever. Why? Because you've gotten away with murder, for some time, but you will be caught. Or you will be caught, so it's not wisdom. You understand, guys? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Nevertheless, guys, when I'm speaking about these words from James, saying that we should consider it pure joy when you go through many trials, and I'm like, oh well, that dude was brave. He considered it pure joy. I did not consider it pure joy. Guys, I do not consider it pure joy when I'm going through much pain. But afterwards, guys, I see it and I'm like, yeah. I've learned, because from that pain, guys, I learn a lot. From that pain, guys, I learn so much, and while thinking about this, I think about this movie. Guys, I love movies a lot, anything that has to do with movies, with music, with online chess game, I just enjoy entertainment. But I think about this move, what it's called, the Saw franchise. I don't know if you've seen them. It's actually horror franchise. It's called Saw, and I don't know whether it's about 8 chapters of it, and I've watched about it. Whether it's 8 or 7, I can't remember. I remember, guys, one day I watched all of them one after the other, one after the other. Oh, guys, by the time I was done, guys, I was traumatized. Oh, guys, this dude actually traumatized me. But what happens in that movie is that when this dude find people who do wrong things, he captures them, unconscious. I don't know how he knocks them, and then later he punishes them in a way that, guys, when he's done, you will come back with a lesson. Guys, when he's done, you will come back with a lesson that, guys, actually, if you squeamish, don't watch the Saw franchise. If you are squeamish, so much blood, sometimes these people, in order to rescue themselves, they have to cut their hands out, guys. They have to cut their hands and feet off, and I'm like, damn, the amount of pain, but when you look at what this guy is trying to say, is that the only way for human beings to learn is if they go through so much pain. And it's true, guys. When they've learned so much, all of them, they change. All of them. Because, guys, you see, right now, if I were to warn you about something, you won't change until you feel the pain. Until you feel the pain of whatever you are doing. I mean, guys, sometimes we look at women, we watch them, campaigning, or, coming up with projects against abusive relationships, and you'll find that even though women are aware of it and they can see red flags, they still go to these abusive men. They keep that, oh well, if he loves me, he will change. Guess what? You can't change a person, guys. While you can change influence, you can't change a nature. You can't change a nature. See, guys, sometimes, as sad as it is, if you have a child who is a gangster, if that is the nature of a child, I'm telling you guys, you can't change it, because you will remove your child from wherever you stay to another state. That child will look for other gangsters and will be like, I removed you from those gangsters. That was because you were trying to remove a nature. It's okay, guys, to remove influence change, because once you remove a person from such, they change, and you're like, wow, I did a good thing by removing you from that, because you've changed. That was influence. But if it's nature, guys, take for example a psychopath, guys, is someone who just enjoys hurting other people. So they will stab you in the back, they will do harsh things, painful things to you, and they find pleasure in hurting people. So in doing so, you keep trying to, guys, you become so patient with them, because in your mind it's like, no, they will change. Guess what? They find pleasure in hurting people. So because it's not influence, it's nature, they don't change. So what do? You have to be in this defensive, protective mode against them. That's the only way to deal with a psychopath. Whether you are born with a psychopath, or you give birth to a psychopath, or your parents are psychopath, get rid of them. Be in this defensive, protective mode, because they find pleasure in hurting other people. You understand? So if it's nature, you can't change it, but if it's influence, you can change it. You understand? So the reason I'm actually mentioning this is because I'm speaking, guys, about pain, that after pain we change. But even if a person doesn't change after pain, then it wasn't influence, it's nature. And with nature, guys, only Jesus can deal with that. Guys, we come across people, you will think this is evil in the making, and you will think that you are right. Not that you are right. After Adam died spiritually, guys, we partook of Satan's nature, and we also became fallen. So anything comes from there, so the level of evil in people is not the same. Some are more evil than the others. Just because this one is a psychopath and is evil by nature, you would think that, oh well, I'm fine, I'm right. No, you're not right. You still have the nature of Satan, which you have to get rid of by getting saved, getting rid of that seed, the seed of Satan. You understand? I usually speak to my nephew and I tell him, listen, at the age of 18, you need to make sure that you get saved, to remove the nature of the fallen nature, the nature of Satan. And it's like, so you're telling me that we like Satan? Yes, but it's not your fault. All of us are like that. We just need to get rid of it. Then after that, we'll be able to understand the word. Then it's going to be up to you what you do about it, but you need to know the truth. You understand? So people are becoming offended when you tell them that they're like Satan. Don't be offended. Get rid of that seed. It's simple as that. Get rid of that seed. Then you start reading the word, not from the religious point of view, but from the point of view of understanding. Then after that, decide whether you go with Jesus or not. You understand? So while speaking about that, guys, I'm thinking about the fact that here, Dad is saying that ask. If you want wisdom, ask. I'll give it to you. And believe me, he will give it to you, because the only way to get wisdom, guys, is by feeling that pain. You have to feel the pain. You look at Jesus in the cross, feel so much pain that he says, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. He was like, hell to the never. I just cannot go through with this. This is so painful that it's beyond human. It's beyond human intake. No human being can take this. But at that time, guys, he was growing. Why? Because of the pain. So Daddy will give you that wisdom. He will give you that wisdom. Guys, it's the very pain that brings about wisdom that we despise, that is actually an ingredient that we need in order to get wisdom. And Daddy says, ask me and I will give it to you. Guess what? He will give it to you. Don't ask for flashy cars, Satan will give you that. Don't ask for upmarket places, Satan will give you that. Don't ask for sex outside marriage, you'll get it. Guys, get out right now, you'll come back with it. But what you need to ask for is wisdom. You'll get that from Daddy. He is the giver of wisdom. You understand? That the people, guys, he dealt with, he gave them wisdom. Solomon, David, you understand? The disciples, the prophets, you understand? Ask for wisdom, he will give you wisdom. Thank you.